I think I can complete every work order objective on a Class 4 ship in 2 shifts. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to Hardspace Shipbreaker episode 11, where there was an update. They added this new open shift mode where you get unlimited lives, same as the one we're on, but there's no shift timer, and there's no oxygen drain, so you can literally take as long as you want and be as methodical as you want and, you know, see how much of the whole buffalo you can use, quote unquote. But we're, I think, going to stick with standard mode, mostly because that's where our progress is, but the main reason I want to stick with this mode is because I feel like the time limit and oxygen usage forces you to rush, and that's where mistakes happen, and that's where the challenge ends up, and that's where I think the more exciting gameplay is. Now, if I was just playing this for fun, I might mess around with this, but I think for the purposes of the channel, we're going to stick with standard shift. Now, what I'm going to try and do this episode is going to be challenging. I've yet to do it. I haven't done it once, but I believe in myself. And that is to say, very specifically, I think I can complete every work order objective on a Class 4 ship in 2 shifts. It's going to be tough. Like I said, I haven't done it yet, but I have a pretty good system in place. As you can see, I've been practicing off camera. Whoa. When did it start melting down? I just haven't been noticing? No.
Your pressure level
I need to get out of here. Oh, it's too late! Oh, negligence is a sign of poor character.
electrical damage.
Oh, can't take these fuses out. Okay, gotta disable them somehow. Alright, well now that the coolant's turned off, we just have to vacate the thrust. Oh, you can't turn off the coolant and the reactor fuel at the same time. Oh, we gotta cut this thing out now in a hurry. Oh, we need to get slicing. Okay, alright, we can do it. Oh, it's melting down right out of the case. We can do it. We've got this thing. Oh, it's melting down. We just gotta throw it. Just fling it. Go! Come on! Oh, man, that was close. Okay, well then we just need to friggin' get this airlock open and remove all the air pressure from here. Oh, crap! That was depressurized. Ooh! Gosh! Oh no, did that depressurize the crawl space? Oh, I can hear explosions going off. Is that reactor fuel? Hold on, we need to go assess how the reactor's doing. Ooh. Oh, it's not doing good at all. Okay, alright. I think this time we got it. The shell's coming apart. I don't know if that's going to be anything we can help. We could probably just pull it over here and... Oh, it's dangerous. Stay away! Get away from it! Just get it away from me! Send it down already! Trying to learn the ship, and I've almost unlocked Class 5 ships, so no matter how well I do, good or bad, we'll have them unlocked for next episode. And we'll just see if I can make it happen. And I'm going to show you what my techniques are, and I believe if I'm accurate enough, it'll work. Maybe even if I fail, you'll be able to get it to work for you. For equipment, let's go ahead and we'll just repair this grapple, even though it's not that damaged. We have every upgrade available to us. As you can see, the LYNX credits are starting to pile up. We've even purchased our very own thrusters and our very own helmet. And we have the installation of our work suit. So all in all, lots of upgrades, lots of backstory comm stuff that we're not necessarily going to look at until maybe we have more of it. But let's just get to it. So, Class 4 ship in 2 shifts is a lot to salvage. Let's take the one worth the most money. Alright, now. Alright, the first thing you're going to need is a utility key. If you don't think you have one, you can buy one at the terminal, but I know that I have one. Now it looks like we got a sensor tower on the ship, so let's go ahead and pull it to us. Maybe a little bit more. And we'll just send that to the barge right now. Okay. We'll get that out of the way. Let's start scanning.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Most of the ship appears to be pressurized. The comms room is not, the walkway is. I see a couple of data pads kicking around in there. Oh, look, I see a key as well. Alright, enough scanning. Let's hop to it. We need to really try to make good time.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
As fast as possible. Alright, depressurize the airlock. Let's repressurize it. We'll get our headlamp on. Alright, a couple of goodies we want to grab right away. We'll get these data pads. And a quick scan indicates we are pressurized in the next room, so we're just going to go ahead and open this door up here. Let's grab the key, which we didn't even need, but now we have an extra, and we're going to immediately depressurize the ship. Oop. If we can hit the correct button. While that's happening,
air pressure level
let's see, we have O2 canisters over there. Another O2 canister, medical kits. Okay. Alright. We have successfully depressurized the crawl space. It looks like this reactor room still has pressure, and we don't want that. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull all this air out of this room.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Not a big deal because there's not a lot of things in this room. Now before you do that, you want to scan and make sure there's not a lot of loose debris that's going to get thrown around. Let's go ahead while we're at it and depressurize both of the airlocks.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
So right now the only rooms still pressurized
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Are the cabin in here and the flight station. I think we can afford to depressurize this. There shouldn't be any kind of debris. Oh, there is. Hold on. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh, because it got pulled out of the cargo compartment. Right, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles with that. Let's go ahead and open up the comm room. Perfect. Alright, doing good, a little behind schedule. We need to get slicing. So, once you've depressurized most of the rooms and you can access things without fear of them rupturing and spewing contents out on you, you need to go around and start slicing up all of the braces. Now, you can catch these in pairs of 2 like that, but you will sometimes damage the platforms above it. So watch your saw cutter incredibly close. Try to keep the cuts as accurate as possible. You definitely want to make sure you don't cut any fuel lines, any coolant tanks. And sadly, if you're not confident enough using the saw cutter like this, you likely will need a 3rd shift to get all the work orders done. And like I said, I've not gotten everything in 2. We might need a 3rd shift as well, but I'm hoping to go ahead and actually get everything in a 2 work shift time period. I'm not sure if that'll be the case. We are already a little behind where I would like to be. It's okay if we cut with the saw cutter into that aluminum plate, because part of our work order is not just the nanocarbon, it's the metal. Nanocarbon, mechanical, electrical, ECU, and power generation. There we go. So it's okay. Again, we're cutting up the aluminum. I don't mind that because we want to salvage that separate. Now this is a dangerous area. You might be tempted to cut both of these at the same time, but if you do, just make darn sure you're not going to nick any of the fuel or coolant pipes in the back. That is a real quick way to lose what you're trying to do. And we are taking way too long navigating this little area here. Let's get up and let's start slicing these goodies. You absolutely have to have a sense of urgency if you're going to continue playing in the normal mode. Alright, again, we want to try to cut both of these at once if we can. Not like that, where I just failed to do so. Let's make sure our cutter is not going to nick those fuel lines. We want to break this section in half here. Alright, parts of the ship are already starting to float away. That's a good sign. We're going to start sending them on their merry way here very shortly. Double cuts there, that's good. Save us some time. And hopefully we can get a double cut here. Yes, okay. Single cut. Now, we're going to stop and take a second and detach this engine nacelle. This is a really great way to make sure you do make money on the first shift, because most of the first shift is going to be spent just kind of peeling the banana. So I can make up my own terms about ship salvaging as well. And that is, we're going to try to peel off all the nanocarbon and aluminum off this ship and get those two work orders taken care of and just be down to the bare bones. Again, can't be afraid to move with a quickness. We're already down to half a shift remaining. Alright, let's again make sure we're not nicking any fuel lines. That's dangerous stuff.
Account credit applied.
That's a surefire way to lose most of the goodies on this ship. Let's make sure we're trying to cut both of these, please. Thank you. And then let's aim down. Always be mindful of the edges of your saw cutter. Look at that. Let's make sure we've split this in the center, which we have. Okay, beautiful. Let's climb up the side here and get the last little bit. And then we're going to be ready to start tethering everything out. Again, slicing up those extra panels, that's okay. We're going to want to slice those up anyways. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. Let's start processing everything. So this whole panel looks like nanocarbon. So we're going to send it to the processor. This panel has a giant section of aluminum on it, so we're going to stop and grab that first here.
Oxygen reserves are low.
And now that we've done that,
Asphyxiation.
we'll send the the nanocarbon to the processor. Oh no, it's not going to go because it is all still attached. Oh, did I slice it improperly? Son of a gun. The cut was too shallow. Ugh. Gotta be fast but accurate, and that's still bracketed down, so let's forget it. There you go. This is an aluminum section that can go right on over to the furnace. You can't be afraid to stop and send the aluminum sections where they need to go. Specifically because if you don't...
Portable oxygen supplies are available for purchase at the master jack.
That's okay, we don't need to worry about that. If you only worry about sending out the nanocarbon, you will fail, or at least have a really difficult time getting your metal work order. The more accurate you can cut your aluminum, the better. So you don't waste time like, unfortunately, I'm doing.
Material deposited.
Let's try again. Right there, and right there. Oh, I'm not sure what is happening here. Well, I know that's a processor piece. That's a processor piece. This one doesn't want to pull for some reason.
Tether supplies running low.
Okay, that's attached to the airlock. Make sure the tethers are blue. If they're red, they'll get disconnected. If you can at least...
5 minutes left in this shift,
Oh, we're
Cutter.
not...
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Alright, let's get this coolant tank out of here.
Object accepted for processing. Credit
Right.
deposited.
We're a little behind. And by a little, I mean quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this one. We're going to not give up, though.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Grab these coolant tanks. Thank you. And then this titanium keel, we're just going to send right over
Salvage
there.
Secured. Account credit applied.
Make sure that compartment is still going. Tethers are depleted. That means we need to... Okay, nope, there's no other coolant section over there. Let's go get some more tethers. Not making good time. We got our cuts made quickly, but...
Welcome to Venditron 9000. Have a nice day.
Alright, let's start tether fighting quick.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Things that we know need to go over there, we're going to send. And then sections that are aluminum, they're going to go to the furnace. Again, you cannot neglect those if you want all the work orders to be met. Okay, that one can go. That's a heavier one. We'll tether that.
Credits awarded.
That one's going to go. This nanocarbon is extremely valuable, too, as far as making money and making profits.
Tether supplies
New
are low.
certification level achieved.
There we go.
License upgraded.
License upgraded. Well, we kind of knew that was going to happen regardless. Don't crowd. One side. There's plenty of room for everyone here at the processor.
Valuable object processed.
Alright, this needs to be disconnected. This is aluminum. Nope. Let's try it like this. And this. There we go. Big old chunk of aluminum.
Deposit not accepted.
Okay, we shredded a panel of aluminum in the nanocarbon, which happens. We just want to try to avoid it as much as possible, but it does happen.
Warning. No tethers remaining.
No tethers. Alright, let's go get some.
Processing valuable object.
It's
Credits awarded.
it's tough. That time pressure really does add an element to it, but we can do this. I believe in us. I'm not giving up.
Welcome to Venditron 9000.
If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I never give up in the face of adversity. Even when all hope is lost, I do not surrender. Let's cut this off and send this to the furnace. Boom. And send you to the processor. Let's do it. You are also for the processor. That's connected there. Let's send you with
Your
that
oxygen
piece.
reserves are low. Note that excess carbon dioxide can cause damage to LYNX equipment.
Let's send that tether over there. Okay, that piece is going to be a little difficult because it's still connected. Whoa, 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 stop. Let's...
Alright, Cutter. Wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
Let's make sure everything goes over there where it needs to go. What we can do is we can continue working on these engines. Alright, fix the radio. Let's get these engine nacelles where they need to go. I usually try to have all 4 engine nacelles deposited before the next shift.
Valuable object processed.
I don't know if we
Credits
will,
awarded.
but we're gonna try. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now, As you can see, we are breaking apart back here, which is good. That's what we want. Let's use up these tethers if we can. Oof. 2.4 million, and we made the next rank. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're now an apprentice. We get all these upgrades. But we're not necessarily going to spend the upgrades yet because I'm trying to I want to show how to do a class 4 ship in 2 shifts with only the upgrades you can get from a class 4 at the rank where you have class 4 ships. So we're just going to jump no, wait, hold on. We might need to repair some equipment. No, our equipment's good. Yep, let's jump right back into it. Don't get pulled into the furnace over there. Same with you. Let's pull you out and send you to the processor. All of this is going to be very important for our metal quota.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Yep, there you go. Now, a couple of stray panels here need to be removed. Let's go ahead and pull them out. This one has aluminum in it. We're going to cut this one loose. Boom. That's all it takes. One little cut, and then you can send your nanocarbon to the processor and your aluminum to the furnace. There you go. Come on. There you go. That's going to do it.
Deposit not accepted.
It was just a little bit of aluminum. It wasn't that big of a deal. Alright, so let's go ahead at this point. Let's start cutting into a few sections where we're going to want to have easy access. So I'm like, if we cut here, here, yep, there, and there. Get ourselves a nice big aluminum wall. Oh no. Where did I not disconnect it at? Over here in the corner, maybe? Right, no. We're still attached over here on this side. Let's cut this loose. There we go. You can tell by the blue outline. Let's throw it that way. And we're going to incinerate that hard cargo, but that's not a thing I really care about too much. Alright, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, which is going to be... It's going to be the reactor and all the goodies. Alright. The easiest way to get into this stuff is going to be to just start cutting into the aluminum here. There we have it. Pull it on up and send it to the furnace.
Deposit accepted.
There's our metal objective. Okay, now we can relax on that. So now is the part where we're going to try and be really fast. First, we're going to vent the fuel out of the thruster. So all the thrusters can get rid of their fuel. Then, while those lines are emptying all of that fuel so we can get the reactor safely, we're going to go ahead and get this power generator, which is going to disconnect all the power from the ship and make the fuses obtainable.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
While you want to be somewhat careful with the fuses, these do count as electrical pieces of equipment, and so to make your life easier, you want to go ahead and grab them. They can shock you. It does happen. Alright, now this is tough. Getting these sections of nanocarbon to not be wasted is really difficult. So here's what I would recommend, is actually pulling them backwards because by now they should be 100% disconnected from everything. And we want to go ahead and, let's see, we're going to slowly disconnect the fuel tanks and get them sent to the barge. We're not trying to waste anything if we can help it.
Credits transferred.
The thrusters should be disconnected now that the fuel lines are. Let's get this titanium keel out of here. It's all in our way. Okay, once you peel the midsection off the back, you have kind of a straight shot to start sending your thrusters down. If you can line them up. There you go. Alright, now that these sections have disconnected, what you can do is you can attach this tether to here. You can start double tagging tethers like this. There you go. And just get the whole thing pulled right on over to the processor. The problem is the furnace is going to try and grab this thing, so the more tethers you give it to get to the processor, the more likely you'll get paid properly for it. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thruster sent down. Poof. It took some damage, but we should still get paid for it.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And then this thruster is much the same way. We can go ahead and get this one sent to there. Let's make sure we're actually going to get that one in the processor, which we are. That's good.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
This keel can also go over there, but we don't want to hit these pipes just yet. We have made up for lost time a little bit, but I don't want to get too confident because we're playing with this titanium keel right now and we should be on to the next stage, which is disconnecting the coolant from the reactor. Now at this point, you need to be ready to go because we've already flushed out the fuel lines and the power. The minute we cut coolant to it, it's going to melt down, even though we haven't pulled it out of its case.
Your oxygen reserves are dropping below statistically profitable levels.
So at this point, it's about to be go time and payday all at the same time. There you go. Now, let's get our oxygen refilled really fast. And it's not here. It's over here. Ta-da! Very good.
Level stabilizing.
Now, to get the coolant out of the pipes so you don't have a coolant leak, you just need to pull the door off the ECU. Once you do that, you'll find there's 3 coolant canisters inside, and we just need to pick them up. You don't have a problem until you pull out the very last one. There. Now the reactor is melting down. Once that happens, you're going to come over here and try to get your saw cutter and go ahead and remove both of these pipes from the casing at the same time.
Urgent action required.
The reactor itself is inside of this case. And it is melting down, so don't be alarmed if the case starts to come apart on you. Now, some of the case goes to the processor, but the caps go down to the barge. I find it's easiest just to tether this whole darn thing right on down to the barge, just like the reactors back in the day. And that should be our payday. Let's make sure. Class 2 reactor. Beautiful. Now we just need to get the ECU out of here. With the coolant flushed out of the lines, that's as easy as coming back to the pipe here and just cutting it right off. It's a heavy piece of machinery, so don't expect it to move easily. Once you get it over the edge, you can just go ahead and toss it. Now, we could work on the back section of the ship. There's a lot of money in all that nanocarbon, but the truth is, we're doing work orders. So what we need is 7 more mechanical pieces and a lot of electrical.
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
The easiest mechanical pieces are these door openers. And so we're just going to start grabbing these. Another piece of mechanical, I believe, is... No, the atmosphere regulator is electrical. Well, we need electrical too, so... Same with these computers. These are electrical. We can just start pulling all these out. Don't damage them or they have to go to the furnace as scrap, and they don't count.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright, let's see. What else do we have? I know we have some mechanical here at the double airlocks on the roof. Oops.
All right, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this
Threw
shift
that one
before we
away.
turn the lights out on you.
Alright,
Matter.
three more mechanical pieces and we're good to go. Well, we've got one here. No door control there. Well, we've got some in here. Let's go ahead and slice up an easy access path here. Yeah, we fried those computers. That happens. We're just going to stay back a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's see, where's another piece of mechanical we can grab? Aha, right there. That's our mechanical work order complete. Okay. From here, it's actually quite simple, but still going to be challenging time-wise, is we just have to rip off all the computers. Each computer you can disconnect is an electrical piece of salvage. And there's quite a few low-hanging fruit here in the main passenger cabin. So let's just start with
Raw
those.
material processed. Credits deposited.
Oof. Careful, careful. Okay, we got to do 16 more.
Salvage deposit
Most of
accepted.
these are going to be
Credits
easy
transferred.
again. Unless you damage them like that. As long as they have a little bit of health on them,
Salvage secured.
they're salvageable in the barge. Oof. Yep, see now this one has to go to the furnace. Because our grappling hook is totally cooking these pieces of equipment here.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Ugh.
Oxygen reserves are low.
Not sure why our grapple is doing that. Okay, let's get our oxygen.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Should be... I think there was some on that one wall that we threw into the furnace, but that's okay.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Power cell capacitor also counts as electrical. Alright. That's halfway. Still have a good bit to go. Let's see, I don't think any of these computers are still functioning
Salvage deposit accepted.
as electrical... Oh, they are. Okay. Well, let's pull them out and send them to the barge.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
This one goes to the furnace. We're not going to care about that one. And that one is also to the furnace. Okay. That's a big piece of aluminum. We don't care about that. Oh, atmosphere regulator. That is electrical. Oh, it's going to be close. We have
Salvage
9 more to
deposit
go.
accepted. Credits transferred.
1 minute left.
I know. I don't
Time to start wrapping things up.
know if that's going to be enough time.
Account credit applied.
We can always cut open the flight station, but this flight station is pressurized still. We did not depressurize it.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
5 more to go. That's not coming off there. Alright, let's slice open the comms section. No, this is the airlock. That's not the comms section. Oof, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Yeah, 20 seconds to get 6 more. If only we could tether them all together, maybe, and... Yeah, if we had another minute, I think we could get it. But sadly, we do not. That was close. That was close. But at least now you see the general idea of how to get all the work orders in 2 shifts. I didn't quite execute it as flawlessly. There was definitely some lost time on that first shift. The first shift should have had the entire shell casing peeled, and we could have just got to the guts in the second shift. It's all about how quickly you can cut the aluminum and not wasting any precious time depressurizing the compartments you're going to want to slice into later. That's all for this episode, though. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the concept, if not the full execution, of how to get all the work orders on a Class 4 ship. Come back in the next episode as we progress to Class 5. But until next time, take care.